as an African, we like to explore. And we kind of get tired of the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say that Africans are all Africans are suffering the way the image that they produce is that
The image
in Africa we only live in the farm.
Yeah.
So I studied all my education in Nigeria, but majorly I have a friend who we used to work together, and it was like, oh, okay, come, let's explore, let's change location. We can also at least try something different. The best way to live is to be fulfilled, fulfilled, and fulfillment comes depending on what you want. So if what you want is to explore, study new culture, and learn new things, and try to be to pivot or pivot, depends on what you mean. So like changing sometimes changing your job can be fulfilled too.
Yeah.
And for me, since it's teaching, teaching is my thing, because I had worked in Nigeria for 8 years in a federal university, and
So you're teaching the university?
Yeah, I taught for about 8 years in the university before I left Nigeria. So I like teaching. It's my natural thing that comes to me. So when it comes to teaching also in Vietnam, I think I'm good about it. So it's something it's already in me already.
So someone would say, why do you, the university, and then you left the university for Vietnam, where it's not quite easy getting the university level to teach?
Yeah, it's not easy.
So
it's not easy, but I would liken it. I would liken it to some people who have everything in the city, still prefer to move to a countryside or a very quiet place.
Okay.
So it's not, happiness is relative. The same with fulfillment.
It's true.
It's relative. Depends on what you're looking for. So having everything doesn't mean that you're already there. You're not there yet.
Yeah.
You just feel like, okay, I need a change of environment, a change of job.
So when you made a decision to leave Nigeria, all right, and travel abroad to work, how did family react to that?
It's not going to be very easy. Nobody wants to leave their sons, and for me, it's a big deal because I'm the only son. I have 4 other siblings who are girls, but I'm the only boy of my parents. You have 5.
Protecting the girls.
Yeah, so I'm the only son. It's not quite easy, but then they know it's my decision. And it depends on how well trained you are. If you are well trained, you can survive anywhere. So they know how much they train me, and they know how much I can be used to for myself.
Yeah,
so if your upbringing is good, you can let your child or your son, your daughter be anywhere, knowing fully well that you've given them what will make them survive elsewhere.
All right, so now you left Nigeria for Vietnam. What was your first impression when you arrived in Vietnam? For me, it really baffles my mind, because when you hear of Vietnam, you think like, oh, it's some poor country, people struggling. But my arrival at Ho Chi Minh Airport, I'm like, really? This is crazy.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
So, what was your first impression?
When I landed in Hanoi, not Ho Chi Minh. I went to Hanoi.
You went to Hanoi.
So when I got to Hanoi, it's quite a different thing for me. The first thing I saw was,
I took a deep breath. I looked at my friends. I was like, it's about to go down.
That many of the Vietnamese I saw are short. The first thing I saw is the height.
In rhetorical or in a funny way, not offensive.
Not offensive. In my family, my father is taller than me.
Yeah.
So I'm used to seeing tall people, and most of my friends are also on height. So I got to see many people really cute, not short.
Cute like me. I'm a cute guy.
Cute and petite. So I said, what happened? Why is everyone looking brief? So the first thing for me is noticing about the height, and the second one is the way people react when they see me. Some people feel very shocked, like, oh, So I got to know that there are some people who don't really know that people of my color exist. Because I met some people who try to help me to clean my skin. Like, are you dirty? Can I help you wipe the skin off?
They will bring water and maybe a rock and try to clean your.
Some people even believe that my skin is raw until they say, "Can I touch your skin?" I said,
bro,
"No, you can go ahead." Wow, the skin is soft. I said, "It's the skin. Only the color is different. The same as yours." So they're shocked seeing that people are as dark as I am. I'm not really dark, but they just think that, okay, you are not as bright as we are. And they wonder, why are you so tall? And they look at my teeth. Why are your teeth so white? What do you use? I say, I don't use anything. It's just my birth. So it's some of the
so don't get offended if you find yourself in any Asian country. I mean, and they try to clean your skin because of your skin color. Don't get offended, because they haven't ever seen such a person before in their life. So, and sometimes do they see you, they are running away. It was very frequent for me in China. For Vietnam is better because in China, even in the classroom, the students are crying to see you. All right, so it was quite difficult. So that will bring me to, how do the Vietnamese students react to a Nigerian teacher?
You know, some of my students, the first thing they always say is, "Tay Khao Roy, Tay Khao Roy." Tay is mean teacher. For a man.
Lao Shi, Chinese.
So for a woman, they can say Ko Oi, Ko Oi. For teacher, they say Tay Oi. So Tay is a teacher who is a man. Khao is mean something that is really high or tall. And Roy means right. The teacher is so tall. You know, but they look at me like, why is this teacher so tall? The first one in class. The second one, like you said, some kids have never seen anyone as dark as you are.
And they will start to cry.
They will start crying because the only thing they believe is that only monsters are dark, because everyone is of the same color. So
when the students are crying, it can also affect your job. In China, I have to lose some jobs because the students are crying. I mean, not all the students, but maybe 2 or 3 of the students are crying, and the parents have to change their mind. And the interesting thing is about the students in Asia is that most of the places I work, the students are the one who decide who should come and teach them.
The students are the determinants. Unlike in Africa, we are forced to learn. We only take what we are given. You have a teacher who is teaching math. If a student or a parent had a problem with the teacher, they can take the kid away from the school. It's okay. The teacher continues to work, except if the teacher is a bad teacher. But if you're a good teacher, the environment does not change for you. You still continue to work. But if you walk into a class and some kids don't like you, you might get changed. You might lose your job. So here is
what's one thing that you've observed that Vietnamese education is doing better compared to Nigeria?
I think the standard of their education, I can't really say that the standard is much more better than in Nigeria, but the standard is good. I like the standard. I like the way it's being operated, you know. I can't say it's better than Nigeria. I can't say Nigeria is better than Vietnam. But both of them are operating in a different strategy. So the strategy that each of the country is using is good. But the one from Vietnam is also good. So I like the way it's been done. And one other thing I also noticed is that when we start school year from September, let's say September, August, September, depends.
Okay, September on school.
September, we work from September until May. But for my country, after some months, we go on short break. So we have first term break.
You have some short break.
First term break, second term break, and the third term break. They don't break. They just continue working until the end of the school year. School year is not broken. It's
because of their calendar, things too. And I observed something, all right, especially when I was in China. You know, from the crèche, preschool, kindergarten, I taught in all the levels: college, university, crèche, preschool. So in China, I have all the experience up there. And one of the things I realized that in Africa, we are not doing much is from the crèche, preschool, they start giving them to take up responsibility. How to cook, those vocational and technical skills, they learn to that level. So when they get to the kindergarten and primary school, you can see that the students are really sharp and active. When I show you some videos, the students are doing cooking, playing basketball at a very young age. You have professionals like bankers, fire service, immigration officers. They come to the school and they teach the children how to use money, how to brush their teeth. Fire officers, they will practice, they will do a show in the school with the students. Teach the children when there is fire, what they have to do, when there is an accident, what they need to do, when there is a robbery in the house, what they have to do. They teach the kids all this from the young age. Bro, it's
for
so they are sharp.
For me, the kind of education we passed through is more of theoretical. Theories. Not that we were not taught. We were taught all these things, but
African, we were really taught. We were really, really taught.
So we know so much, but might not be practical. Yeah. So the difference between us and Asia is that they do more of practical than theory. So you might meet some people that know how to do something, but might not be in practical way, in theoretical way. Right? If you're expecting someone to describe or explain something based on the theoretical knowledge they have, they might not be able to do it except you practicalize. But someone in Nigeria is very grounded when it comes to theoretical aspect of the knowledge. They can say much about
so
that.
we can learn from both sides and improve. All right?
Give room for practical too.
Give room for practical too and all that. Yeah. So now let's talk about some challenges with your field of work, teaching. So you are teaching in Vietnam. What are some of the challenges? Maybe someone watching it's easy, let me go to Vietnam.
It's not that easy.
So what are some of the challenges you face as a teacher?
Some weeks I have to drive or ride my bike for about 400 kilometers for a week. So it's a lot. Because teaching it's not a difficult thing. It's getting to class that's a difficult thing. So the movement, because the classes are in different places, not together. Not like just some people have it in the same place, some have it in different places. Depends on the center you work for.
Do people in Vietnam you teaching assume that you are automatically rich?
Because of the salary structure in Vietnam, I think the locals don't get as much as foreigners do, which is the same everywhere. Which is the same everywhere. If you are an expatriate, you would get much more salary than the locals because you have to do some things that locals don't do. You pay for visa, you pay for many things. You have to obtain a visa and work permits, COS, so many things you have to pay for, and the locals don't pay for that. So the market for foreigners are also expensive. I mean, if you want to rent an apartment now, it's going to be more expensive than the locals. When I was in Malaysia, if you are everywhere you go, they tell you that for non-Malays pay this price. For Malays, they pay this price. So having a Malaysian card can save you a couple of ringgits. You can save some money. So if you are not a Malaysian, you don't have an ID card, you're a foreigner or tourist, you pay.
See.
So they assume that you make more, so you should give it back to the system. Come from the system and go back to the system.
All right. So, what's one thing that you will, what will I say? You will wish that people back home, for you teach here, will understand or will understand about living abroad.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Oh, broke. Understand that we go broke too.
Okay, you should understand that
we also go broke. We finish our money sometimes too. We don't always have money.
Please understand.
It's perceived. It's perceived that once you are abroad, you are living fine. There are challenges everywhere. You face different challenges too. So we also spend money on some things that you don't spend at home. You have your loved ones around. I mean, I only get to see my parents on video calls.
Yes.
So we don't have everything. We choose that life. We are not complaining of choosing that life, but give us a break.
I'm here with Abdul. Abdul is a teacher in Vietnam and he's sharing his experience. Also share some advices as well what you have to do. So, Abdul, what would be your advice for someone watching this video abroad, anywhere part of the world and wants to come to Vietnam to teach? What would be your advice for them?
You know, it depends on. I will be very factual, very real with you.
Real, yeah.
Very real
on
with
my
you.
channel, real.
If you're coming to teach in Vietnam, you're welcome. But it's not as easy as it is perceived. I mean, some centers, I don't know. It's perceived that we from Nigeria, we Ghanaians, even though we were colonized by the British, by British, so we speak British English.
Yeah.
Some of us speak American English. So American and British English, and we study, we learn English, we speak English.
Like we went through
everything.
We went through
the system, the
to
system
learn.
trained us.
Even though we are linguists, even though our country is the English language, we're still going through
that training
and taught the training.
Yeah, we were taught, not just
inherited.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, so for some people they just wake up and they speak English because other people around them speak it. So we are not considered as native, even though we know that we are as much as a native speaker. It might not be every one of us, but we still speak good English.
we speak good, very, very good
We
English.
passed
We speak
many English
very
exams.
Yeah.
There was a girl, I think she's about 14 or 15 years, I can't really remember her name. She's not up to 20. From 14 until 9, I forgot the name and the age of that girl. Recently, she won the best in an English competition in London. She was the one. She won against more than 29 other countries.
Exactly.
And she's from Nigeria.
Yeah.
If we don't study English, if we were not trained in English, we cannot be the best all over the world. So, if you're coming and you are a man or a woman of color, you will not have it easy.
Yeah.
Because we are not expected to be as good as the natives, even though we are.
And there are some natives who are good. There are some natives who are very good. They are not native just because of native self.
They're native because they are trained.
This non-natives and natives is something that you have to psych up your mind if you are moving out to, teach. Yeah.
So if you are coming here to teach, you're ready to dance to the tune because there's a music for you to face. So if you think you can weather the storm, then you're welcome.
All right. Nigerian food, Vietnamese food. Pick one.
That's a very difficult question. I have some food here that I really like, maybe because they are kind of similar to Nigerian foods. I like the food called komchi.
Komchi.
That's number one food I like. Komchi. Kom is mean kom, as they say, is rice, cooked rice, and chien means that is fried. And when I was in Malaysia,
is it fried rice? Yeah, fried rice.
Yeah, stir fried.
Okay.
Stir fried. So you can say like the way we cook our fried rice might be different, or the way they cook theirs
is different.
Because you have some things in our fried rice that is not in theirs, and they have some that is not in ours.
Okay.
But I like komchi because it's fried rice, similar to Nigerian food. It's not watery. I also like Mien sao. Mien sao is stir-fried noodles. Stir-fried noodles with vegetables and maybe fish or chicken or duck, depends on what you want.
It's a local duck.
So I like Mien sao. I like pho sao. I like bun bo, but because it has water, I don't really like it that much. Because it's full of water, I don't like watery food. It's difficult for me to eat. But I like bun bo. I like komchi. I like Mien sao and pho sao. Those are my favorite food of Vietnam. But back at home, I like rice too. I eat rice a lot. So those Vietnamese food, rice food
more than even Vietnamese people.
Yeah,
we eat rice.
We eat rice every day. Before, I don't know how we got there, because before we used to only eat rice in ceremonial days. like on Christmas, on New Year, those are the times we get to eat rice. We eat our local food.
But now,
But over the years, it changed, and rice became everyday food.
and sometimes I think the Asians, they don't even eat
As much
rice
as we do.
as compared to the Africans.
Yeah,
right? But
you
they
know-
produce the rice.
You know the funniest thing? When I just got here, because when you are asked, like, Uncle Chua, it means that have you eaten? So, when people ask me, Uncle Chua, if I've eaten, I said, Uncle Roy. If I have not, I said, Chua Ang. So, in the mornings, I ask them, Uncle Chua, they say, no, teacher, we don't eat rice in the morning. So,
Yeah.
you cannot say Uncle Chua in the morning. You say An San Chua, because San is mean breakfast. An is mean eat, and Chua is mean yet. So you mean that An San Chua, like, have you had your breakfast? If you have had a breakfast, you can say An Roy. If you've not, you can say Chua An. So, by going by what you said, it means that they don't really eat rice
They
in
don't
the
eat
morning.
rice.
But we can eat jollof rice in the morning, fried rice in the evening, in the afternoon, and white rice in the evening all day.
Yeah.
So they
That's
have
awesome.
other varieties of food that they eat. They can eat noodles. They can eat the baguette, like a bread, a bread that has
Yeah,
some vegetables.
the banh mi.
Banh mi, it's called banh mi.
The banh mi.
So I think we eat more rice than they do.
If you describe your life in Vietnam in one word, what would you say?
I would say it's
One word.
just one word.
I
Let
don't
me-
want any more.
Let me look for a very suitable word. It's very difficult. I'm looking for a word that matches the experience
You've gone through.
I've gone
right?
through. So I should say it's
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
roller coaster. roller coaster. So the reason why I said roller coaster is
Okay.
that it's a mixed
It's
feeling.
a mixed feeling. It's
Some
both-
days you are happy, some days you are not.
That's a
Like
good one.
that. So like I
And
said,
if you have to describe, you've been in Vietnam for quite long, you know the system, you know the experience. If you describe Vietnam also in one word, what will you say?
beautiful. It's a very beautiful country. Cinematic, picturesque, aesthetics. Many things about Vietnam is actually good. And one thing I like about them is that they identify that tourist attraction and build on it. So they welcome more visitors every year. The percentage keep rising. So, for us in Africa, we might have a very good place.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let me say Africa. Let me say my country. We might have a very beautiful place and not really focus on it because we don't care. But they make some money, a lot of money from tourist attractions. So
What lessons has Vietnam, living in Vietnam, taught you?
you need to be emotionally strong because like I said, where I come from, we have different culture. If I have a problem with you where I come from, I will sit you down, communicate with you, and we talk about it. You did something, I don't like it. Please, I don't want you to do it again. We can rub minds, we can communicate. And when we have a problem, both of us cannot solve it.
Yeah.
And the adults or the
You get an elderly person.
elderly person can look at both of us. Both of you come here. Why are you fighting? They try to solve the problem.
Yes.
But it's different here. People really don't talk that
Enough.
much. They don't open up.
Yeah,
They don't open up.
They keep things.
Yeah, they
inside
keep
them.
grudges. If you
Inside
do
them.
something they don't like it, they expect you to know. Even
Yeah.
though you cannot. If I have done something to you that I don't know, it means I don't know it's wrong. That's why I have done it.
Mind reader. They expect you to read
they
them.
expect you to read the mind. They expect you to know.
You are not
So if you don't know, forget about it. They will not tell you. They just carry out their actions. So
Yeah,
that's
so
that's one thing about
Remember that when you have an Asian friend and you were vibing very well, but all of a sudden you call the person is not picking up, not responding to your messages. You know that
You've done something.
you done something wrong.
You've done something wrong, and if you ask them, what did
Yeah.
you do? They say nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
So they don't
it's
really
true.
talk.
They
It's-
really,
it's also a difference.
really want to open up and share. It's very true. Yeah. Okay. Abdul, thanks for passing through and sharing your experience in Vietnam with us. Your social media handles, if anyone wants to connect with you, maybe take advice from him, what he's teaching in Vietnam. All right.
I'm also a traveler, so
And also a
I think
traveler, yeah,
I've
so
been
much.
to almost not all, almost more than 50 or more than 60% of the corners of this country. Because I like to write. Sometimes I visit some part of the
country.
You know, just when I'm free, I like to explore to see the beauty of nature. You know, when you have a problem, you can have a problem with humans, and you ease it off by going to visit the nature, go to the beach, go to see some landscapes. So it's adventure for me. So my social media.
Your social media handles and how can people connect with you?
You can connect with me on Facebook.
All right, Facebook.
I have a Facebook, Malik Halim. My host will leave the spelling in the comment section.
Yeah. So follow him on IG and Facebook.
And you can ask
if
me
you have any questions in Vietnam, you can ask him. Documentations too. But one thing I realize that, and also is because when I travel most of the time at the airport, people get stranded because they don't get to know the documents are requirement. So they go to the country and then they get stranded. When it comes to documentation, working in Vietnam and all that, you have to ask questions. Don't always believe what you see online. Find people like Malik, myself, and ask questions. Get to know the real information out there. And when it comes to travel, you can always do it by yourself. Learn to do it by yourself. Not always, oh, can you do it for me? Can you do it for me? All right. Sometimes you also have to pay a little to get the best service that you want. So my name is dostnomad. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let us know in the comment section, are you coming to Vietnam to teach like Abdul, or what do you think? Vietnam is a very wonderful country. So if you have never been to Vietnam, don't believe all that negative stuff you see online. It's a good place. If you want your CV to be reviewed, if you want any preparation towards your IELTS and also preparing for a visa application interview, and you need a one-on-one consultation, you can also send me an email at dostnomadinfo@gmail.com. Under the video description, you can find an email. Interviews, visa, jobs, preparation, CV reviews, connect with me. Thank you once again for watching. I appreciate your time.
Thank you,
Malik.
Thank you for thanking me.
Thank you for thanking me. All the way from Nigeria, and I had time with him here.
We are brothers, Nigerian and Ghana.
Nigerians and Ghana.
But then you have to just accept that Nigerian jollof is better.
I'm gonna add it into the video.
Okay.
Bye bye.